He was complaining to Allah. It shows you the human right, the animal's rights in Islam. It shows you the animal's rights in Islam. Islam does not only talk about human rights, it also talks about animals' rights. So much evidence for that of it, including this. You know, Al-Hajj is a demonstration of peace with the human beings, with the birds, with the animals, including the environment. Are we not ordered as people in Hajj not to argue? فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. No jidal, no argument. If somebody argues with you, don't argue. You are in peace. You are in peace with him. How can you argue with him? Peace. The person who will be in ihram, one of the things that would be forbidden for him to do is not to hunt any animals or birds. It's a time of peace. Have you ever thought about certain, if I may call it, sentimental things that we deduce from kissing Al-Hajar Al-Aswad, the black stone? Have you ever thought about it? What could that mean? We all know what Umar ibn al-Khattab said. He said, "Wallahi lawla anni ra'aytu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yuqabbiluka ma qabbaltuk." I know that you are a stone. You do not benefit me or harm me. And if I had not seen Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam kissing you, I would not have kissed you. Kissing the stone, from among so many other things, it could also be a representation of peace even with the stone. Why? Because the stone is a creature by Allah. It's a creature by Allah. As Muslims, we are not allowed to go and break mountains or break things in the environment just playfully. We cannot do that. This is ifsad fil ard. This is corruption on earth. One of the so many things you can get, it's a sentimental imagination. When you see somebody kissing a stone, is it not, when you see someone kissing somebody else, isn't that a representation of peace? It's even representation of peace even with the environment. But we kiss the stone because we are making ta'ah, we are making obedience. What the real benefit? It we leave to Allah, but we just let our imagination go as wide as it positively can be to try to make ourselves better people. Because when we kiss that stone, not for any value that we think for that stone. Although it is said that this Al-Hajar Aswad is a stone that came from Mecca, from Al-Jannah, and one of the things you can think about when you are kissing that stone, it's the longing to Al-Jannah. It's the longing to Al-Jannah. Wouldn't you see, someone going to an old village where he used to live 30, 40 years ago, and the village has been deserted, and then he would go to his old house, kissing the walls. Why are you kissing the walls? It's longing, you're longing to that life, you're longing to it. Kissing Al-Hajar Aswad, you are longing to Al-Jannah. In the Day of Judgment, I'm going to be describing scenes from the resurrection ground. You are going to be seeing parents who would be called. And then, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a hadith, he says, عن بريدة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من قرأ القرآن وتعلم وعمل به ألبس والداه يوم القيامة تاجا من نور ضوءه مثل ضوء الشمس ويكسى والداه حلتين لا تقوم لهما الدنيا فيقولان بما كسينا هذا فيقال بأخذ ولدكم القرآن. رواه الحاكم. You are going to see a father and a mother being called, and then the angels would put on their heads crowns. The light illuminating from those crowns is more than the light of the sun. And they would be made to wear garments. There is none like them in the entire worldly life. And then they would say, remember, I'm talking about you are there watching scenes in the day of resurrection. And then you are seeing that scene in front of you. And then they would say, Allah, what's that for? What did we do to deserve all that? And then they would be told, because your son memorized the Quran and worked in accordance with it. They helped their son, their daughter, their children to memorize the Quran and work in accordance with it. Who has developed now the feeling that I would really like to teach my children Al-Quran? Who amongst us, who are the grown-ups, who would say, I now would like, you know, the one who also memorizes the Quran, he also makes intercession for several of his relatives. Several of his relatives would all be sentenced to go to the hellfire. And he would make shafa'ah for them. And his parents would be honored like this. Who from the grown-ups amongst us has developed the feeling now, I would like to start memorizing the Quran and working in accordance with it. And let me teach you a trick. You know, the Muslim is a very clever businessman with Allah. Remember, we are dealing business with Allah. We're encouraged to deal business with Allah. And you can be a very clever businessman as a Muslim. If you know how to do the intention right, if you can make your intention right, you can be a very clever business person with Allah. And Allah is so generous, He will give you according to your intention. But make it a sincere intention. Say, Insha'Allah. So say to yourself the following. For your children, put them on the line of memorizing the Quran and teach them how to live according to the Quran. And for yourself, put the intention in your mind and in your heart that I'm going to start memorizing the Quran, inshallah, with the intention of memorizing the entire Quran. And I'm going to memorize 5 pages every day. Well, no, this is too much. I want to be realistic. 3 pages, well, I can't promise. Well, half a page. Half a page. Minimum half a page. Okay. Make that intention. Make a commitment even though it is small. Even though it is small, but make a commitment that you are going to start memorizing the Quran with the intention of memorizing the entire Quran before you die. And trust that if you die before you memorize the entire Quran, Allah will give you the reward as if you have memorized all of it. Brothers and sisters, we are dealing with the generous. We are dealing with the generous. Just make your intention right. Be a good businessman or a good businesswoman with Allah. And then Allah, the generous, will enable you to intercede, maybe to some children, or to a husband, or to a mother or a father that would have been sentenced to the hellfire. You would be interceding for them. And you would be making your parents wear those crowns. Should we stop now? For Salah? Yes. Okay, we stop inshallah for Salah now. For people who want to make the wudu, and we inshallah continue after the Isha. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون السلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. We continue our talk today inshallah, and I would like to remind that we are talking about the last day. It's called Al-Yawm Al-Akhir. Al-Yawm Al-Akhir in Arabic, the last day. Why is it called the last day? Because there is no other day after it. That's it. There is not going to be another life after it. It's the last, which will continue forever. The intention of talking about the last day is to make the present day better. And one thing that I would really like is that at some stage I would like for someone, one of the children, one of the parents, to come up and tell me what is it that something he learned new today. I want somebody, at least one or two of the children, one or two of the fathers, the mothers, the ladies are also welcome. Something new they learned today. So there we are in the resurrection ground. And remember, where are we as mu'mineen? Are we in the area of the resurrection ground where there is so much hardship? The sun is so close to the heads. People are drowning in their sweat. As we mentioned last time, the criminals, the sinners' eyes would turn blue from the horror, from the terror. Like when you beat someone, his flesh, doesn't it turn blue? But where would the believers be? In the first class lounge. It's a very special area. It's an air-conditioned area. Air-conditioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're not suffering from any heat there. You are sitting on high seats of pearls, like kings, waiting for you to be called and to be asked a few questions. Now, the time comes for calling you. You're called. What would you feel in you? Now you're going to be standing before Allah. And He is going to be asking you about everything you have done in this life. We have to be consistent, brothers and sisters, now. I'm not talking about the sinners. I'm talking about the category of people who qualified for the angels to descend down on them at the time of death, to deliver to them a message from Allah that they shall not fear and they shall not feel any sorrow, and that the angels will be accompanying them, and that they are going to be admitted al-Jannah, and they are going to be guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the category I'm talking about. Will you feel scared? No, you will not, and you should not. What kind of a feeling would that be? got to be a feeling